what they did to your family, you're lucky to make it out alive.
Streaming on Peacock.
These men are going to come after me. Taking them out is my only chance.
Put a bullet in her head.
From the co-creator of Ozark.
Looks like a family was running drugs.
Execution-style killing, it's rare for the keys. Any leads on who they might have been running for?
The cartel killed my family. I'm gonna kill them. All of them.
MIA. Streaming now. Only on Peacock.
We are
Cultivate.
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 Cultivate. We are Cultivate.
Welcome to Second Guess Everything. Before we begin, please note that this show may contain explicit content and is not suitable for all audiences, especially younger listeners. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Second Guess Everything draws on a wide range of online and published sources, some of which may not be independently verified. For a list of references used in today's episode, please check the episode description. And now, on with the show. History can carry a lot of weight. We reference it often, comparing it to the present, reflecting on our own past, or considering someone else's. Our understanding of the world and the people in it is shaped by what came before. That's why when it comes to alleged haunted locations, we always have to look back at the history to see what may have happened to cause the unknown phenomena that's taking place now. The Mermaid Inn, located in Rye, East Sussex in the United Kingdom, has quite the long history, possibly the longest of any hotel we've covered on this season so far. It's believed the cellars date back to 1156, with the inn itself being rebuilt from a fire that took place in June of 1377, with everything completed by the 1420s. During the medieval era, it operated as an alehouse and tavern where travelers could spend a penny to stay the night and enjoy a house-brewed pint to boot. By the 16th century, the timber frame inn underwent another renovation. Much of that work is still said to remain today. It's pretty remarkable how much history the inn has been able to maintain throughout the years. The good, the bad, and the age-defining. One notable chapter in the building's history comes from this period, when Catholic priests fleeing the Reformation around 1530 are believed to have taken refuge at the Mermaid Inn. There's even reported wall carvings from when the priests were visiting. It may have been one of the earliest moments the inn served as a safe haven for those on the run, from persecution, societal disagreement, or any number of troubles. Which leads us to the 1730s and 1740s, when the Hawkhurst gang gets tangled into the inn's history. For those unfamiliar with the Hawkhurst gang, they were a notorious group of smugglers operating along England's south coast in the 18th century, named after the village of Hawkhurst in Kent. Known for their ruthless tactics, the gang used the Mermaid Inn as one of the several safe houses in the region. It's believed they made use of the inn's secret priest holes, which are these small hiding places built in the inn during the Reformation, as well as its hidden staircases and tunnels to conceal both contraband and themselves from authorities. But it wasn't all a game of hide and seek within the inn's walls. The gang was also known for settling scores violently, and it's believed that some of those who crossed them met their demise right there in the Mermaid Inn. Although they were once considered one of the most powerful smuggling groups of their time, their reign came to an end in the mid-1740s when several key members were captured and publicly executed. Like the gang, the Mermaid Inn itself eventually fell into decline, reportedly closing its doors in 1770. Some reports claim that by 1770 and shortly thereafter, the inn was used as a private residence. Others note that the inn was left for dead and in a state of repair. The inn changed hands a bit before 1913, when the building was brought back to life and became open to the public again thanks to a woman named Mary Aldington. She purchased the property and enlisted the help to carefully preserve the inn's medieval character, maintaining features like the secret passageways, including the priest holes, exposed timber beams, and sloping floors. According to the Rye News article, Mary turned the inn into a club that welcomed notable artists such as Dame Ellen Terry, Edward Benson, and more. Speaking of guests, some notable known guests to the inn include Judi Dench, Pierce Brosnan, Charlie Chaplin, Queen Elizabeth I, Johnny Depp, Mia Farrow Sinatra, just to name drop a few. The Mermaid Inn is now owned by Judith Blincow, who actually worked at the inn when she was 17 years old as a receptionist. As mentioned earlier, the hotel has cellars dating back to 1156. That's over 860 years from when this episode is being researched and recorded. There's no way to know exactly how many people have walked through the doors of the Mermaid Inn over the centuries. How many people sought temporary refuge, or took part in criminal activity, or simply came to relax. What can be said, though, is that due to the inn's long history, many believe it's one of the most haunted places in the region. And that's for good reason. To fully understand the alleged paranormal activity at the inn, it makes sense to go room to room and examine the stories from each spot. The first spot is formally known as Room 1, but also known as James's room. According to local lore, a woman dressed in either white or gray is said to appear to guests during their stay in the room. She's often spotted sitting in the chair by the fireplace, which sounds actually really nice, but strangely, if guests leave clothing on that chair overnight, they reportedly wake to find their clothes soaked. And for the skeptics, it's worth noting there are no windows or visible pipework near the chair that could explain the moisture. Hot travel tip: maybe just don't leave your clothes on this chair. The next stop is Room 3, where a young couple reportedly experienced something strange. According to the Little House of Horrors website, the man felt as though he was kicked in the back by an unseen force while his wife was out. Oddly enough, at the same time, he was overwhelmed by a feeling of calm and well-being. When his wife returned, the room seemed completely normal again, and they didn't experience anything else during their stay. Then there's the fleur-de-lis room, sometimes referred to as Room 10. This room appears to host more ramped-up paranormal activity in comparison to Rooms 3 or 1, but you can be the judge of that. Guests have reportedly felt uneasy, experienced flickering lights, and the sound of random, untraceable footsteps. The room is also associated with sightings of a male ghost dressed in 16th century clothing, often seen walking through the bathroom wall. Apparently, doors are optional in the afterlife. Some believe this apparition may be a fallen member of the Hawkhurst gang, but of course there's no definitive proof to back that theory. Now we're on to Room 15, or Dr. Syn's bedchamber. This family room, according to the Mermaid Inn website, is named after Dr. Syn, and that's spelled S-Y-N, a fictional character of the author Russell Thorndike, who got inspiration from the Hawkhurst gang. As the story goes, years ago, a film crew was in Room 15 when equipment picked up some flying orbs across the room. Orbs are a tricky paranormal phenomena, in my opinion, because many doubt their legitimacy as being anything more than light or the human eye playing tricks. But a year later, more evidence of something strange came out of this room, to the point where it makes you second guess what's going on. Supposedly, a year after the whole orb situation, a seance was held in Room 15, including a medium and 5 members of the staff. Talk about team bonding. Supposedly, as the seance began, the medium's face and voice changed dramatically. It almost seems like they became a completely different person. Following this, an apparition of either a human or a dog reportedly entered the room. One member of the seance put their hand out to feel this apparition and was apparently surprised to feel dog's fur as their hand disappeared into what has been described as a shadow. Things seem to escalate further in Rooms 16 and 17. In Room 16, also dubbed the Elizabethan Room, is known to make guests feel like they're being watched by unseen eyes. And when that feeling isn't present, Some have reported to see what has been described as a spectral duel, allegedly witnessing two men fighting with swords, then vanishing. One story from the Elizabethan room involves a couple that was staying there. The couple checked in and decided to wander around town shortly thereafter. Upon their return and after parking their car, they allegedly looked up to their room's window and witnessed what seemed to be silhouettes of people against the closed curtains. However, when they went back into the room, no one was in there, and no one else had been in there. Also reported from this room is furniture being heard moving when the room is empty, along with lights that are known to turn off and on by themselves. Next up is room 17, also known as the King's Mill room, which is said to be one of the most active spots in the entire inn. It's named after Thomas Kingsmill, a former resident and one of the leaders of the Hawkhurst gang. But here's the strange part. It's not Kingsmill's ghost that's believed to haunt the room. Instead, people say the spirit belongs to a woman, possibly the wife of another gang leader, Arthur Gray. Or maybe, according to other reports, she was once a maid at the inn. Whoever she was, her presence is hard to ignore in the room. Guests have reported sudden, dramatic drops in temperature and, more unsettling, a rocking chair within the room that moves entirely on its own. Allegedly, the activity got so intense that the inn eventually removed the chair altogether. It's wild how in one room you can't leave items on a chair because they'll get soaked by an unknown presence. And then in a completely other room, they can't even have a chair in it because it just rocks on its own. It just goes to show the variation of supernatural activity that's apparently happening at the Mermaid Inn, and for some reason, with its chairs. Finally, the last two rooms to focus on before covering other parts of the inn are rooms 19 and 20, known as the Hawkhurst room and the Nutcracker suite, respectively. One tale from room 19 includes an American woman who was visiting with her children. She was staying in room 19 alone when she reportedly woke up to a gentleman in old-fashioned clothes sitting on the edge of her bed. Fearfully, she apparently tried to get away from the man, which led to her pulling her mattress into the room where her sons were sleeping and staying there until morning. Some believe that the man at the edge of the bed was either a member of the Hawkhurst gang or perhaps one of their victims, who sometimes is seen silently standing by the window when he isn't staring at you while you sleep. Other phenomena in room 19 includes shadows seen moving across the room and unexplained whispers from within. Room 20, the Nutcracker Suite, has been dubbed in some corners of the internet as being the less active room in the inn. Yet, the reports that come out of the Nutcracker Suite are still pretty eerie. Lights have been known to flicker in the room on their own accord, personal belongings seem to move without any explanation, and there have been reports of people hearing footsteps on the wooden floor inside the room, despite no one being there. It is believed a woman in Victorian attire has been seen in the room, but no one knows who she once was. All of the paranormal reports from each room may seem like a lot to digest. There's still a few more interesting paranormal tales from the Mermaid Inn that I would like to chat about, though. Let's start with the cellars, which, as a reminder, date all the way back to 1156. It's believed that the Hawkhurst gang once used the cellars for smuggling during their time at the inn. Given the criminal activity and sheer age of this part of the building, it's probably not surprising that people say there is still energy lingering down there. Guests and staff alike have reportedly experienced disembodied voices, phantom footsteps, and sounds of barrels rolling, often when no one else is around in the cellars. Now, the bar area is another lively spot for spirits in more ways than one. Random and unexplained ice-cold spots have been felt by patrons and staff. Some have even witnessed random bottles flying off the shelves. One story that kept popping up was how one staff member was either tending to a nearby fireplace or on one side of the bar one evening when all of the bottles on the bottom shelf at the bar just fell off all at once. As this tale goes, the staff member handed in their notice the following day. Despite the long list of paranormal reports, which might be a little off-putting to some, the Mermaid Inn remains one of the most beloved historical spots to visit in the area with a 4.5 out of 5-star rating. Its rich history, paired with the staff's well-known hospitality, makes it hard not to consider adding it to your dream travel list. But if you do decide to go, just remember, not everything you experience may be as it seems, and you might not be the only guest staying in your room. Do you have a topic suggestion for a future season? Or would you like to reach out regarding a correction that needs to be made after today's episode? Please email sgepodcast@outlook.com. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a 5-star rating and a positive review on your favorite podcast platform. It's truly one of the best ways to support a podcast for free. Oh, and don't forget to hit that follow button so that you never miss a new episode. Thank you for tuning in today, and remember to always dive deep, question the truth, embrace the mystery, and second guess everything.